days. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. It's for you and me. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. It's anniversary. Anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Matter of fact, just for you and me. Cause don't even don't even talk to me if you ain't subscribed to me today, ho. Don't even talk to me. Let me not start. I might get started anyways. Talk to me nice and not at all. Go ahead, hit that subscribe before you even say anything to me. Don't even say nothing to me, boy. Let me calm down. It's so bad. Ooh, I should have put that on my notebook. Anyways, is that a piece of weed? Huh. I be feeling like a fiend sometimes when I pick up a piece of weed off the ground. I wasn't looking for it on the ground, but I just saw it and I was like, oh, let me get that. But then I pick it up and I feel like a fiend. I don't know. It's because of Judge Mathis. Talking about people looking for crack at the carpets. So every time I see a piece of weed off the carpet and I grab it, I feel like a crack fiend a little bit. Even though I know I'm not a crack fiend. Like I know I'm not. But I still feel like that sometimes when I pick up a piece of weed off the ground. Just between me and you. Don't tell nobody I feel like a crack fiend when I can pick up a piece of weed off the ground. Don't tell nobody that. Okay? Nah, just kidding. I don't care if you tell people. It's fine. It's okay. I don't care. So know what today is. It's our anniversary. Just for you and me. Sound just like that violin on 2020, didn't I? Sound just like. Where's a piece of one of the Tonys? Forgot what his name was. Recipes to that man. I feel like this isn't always. I feel like this used to go down further. Oh no. That's how I know all the people that be talking shit when I don't have it on subscribe mode. That's how I know they all kids. Cause then if I put it on subscribe mode, it's not none of my fans. It's not nobody that's subscribed to me. It's not nobody that actually likes me. It's not nobody that's actually trying to have a conversation. And I love that. I love that for us. Make it easier for you. They say, hey, you can have a regular mode where you can just talk to anybody and their little kids that's getting neglected, or or you can put it on subscribe mode and only people that actually got something to say, or they got that little, got to put a little extra work to say something. That's the only ones that's gonna do it. And I love that. I love that they give us that option. That's so nice of them to make it to where it just can't nobody say some shit. It's good to use on days like today, on this holiday. I wasn't even gonna get on here. I might just take it off subscribe mode just to, get a little reparations going. Also, I call it when white people be going at it on here, and the watch time I get from them is only contributing to my monetization. So I may have to take a subscriber mode off and get some reparations. Because that's the only way we gonna get it. It ain't gonna be because white people are like, here you go. And they only do that to other white people. And only other minorities. Whoever they feel like it to us. Which is fine. I'd rather take it from them directly or indirectly. I'd much rather. I think that would make it more satisfying. Getting reparations from white people, and it's not from them actually like giving me their money out their pocket, but it's from their time and attention, which will indirectly put money in my pocket. Yes, I like that better. Yes, yes. So much better. It's a white man being like, I don't really want to, but here you go. Here's some money. No, I'd rather you be like, you can't get nothing out of me. You this, you that, you da 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 da. But then they're watching me. That time and attention is only benefiting me. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that so much more. Benefiting from someone who thinks they are harming me. That sounds better. I always thought that was funny. How trolls act like they're doing something negative, and I'm like, the longer you watch somebody, the more it benefits them. Now other people might get easily offended. It might actually ruin somebody's day, which is not good. But the act of trolling itself, the act of being there, giving your time and attention to someone, helps them. Whether you're saying something nice or not, Hi, head ass. What? How many times you gonna say it? Hello? How are you? I'm just kidding. How you doing? Are you gonna be the first regular person to say something? Or did you subscribe for ulterior motives? Which is I love this game. Where I see if y'all are like willing to be normal, regular people, or if you're just gonna be degenerates. I like this game. I play it every time I go live. Friend or foe? Well, which is it? Naya? What you got to say to me besides hello? And my t-shirt, thank you. I got it from Shein. It's my favorite shirt. It says travel around the world. And it got aliens on it. Thank you. And it's very, very comfortable. That's why I feel like I might be autistic sometimes too. Because I heard that was a thing. They prefer to only wear stuff that's comfortable. Because I'm definitely that. I'm not wearing anything that's uncomfortable. But a lot of women will do that. A lot of people would do that. Like wear something uncomfortable, but be like, but it's cute. But it looks good. I could never. I mean, I could, but I'm gonna take it off as soon as I can. Like I dress a little good for some type of function, some event. But then as soon as I leave, I gotta take that shit off. I don't want. Half the time, I might just show up to the function comfortable. Cause impress somebody for what? That reminded me. I was randomly thinking about why I don't hang out with certain people no more. And I was thinking about when I was getting ready with my niece one time. We was about to go to the bars, and we was hanging out on the weekend. It was a while ago. It was like 3 years ago. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. And she was like, no, you need to do your edges. And I was like, oh no, I don't do that. I've never done my edges. Like I've tried before, but it's not for me. So I was like, no, it's fine. I'm ready to go. And she was like, no, you need to do your edges. She was like, come on, you gotta do it. That's embarrassing if you don't. I was like, embarrassing for who? Like some people are so conditioned it hurts a little bit. It's scary. I was like, girl, don't nobody give a damn about no edges. They still gonna talk to me instead of you. Like I'm just who said that? Like it just don't like the shit that people act like matters really don't in the grand scheme of things. And I already know this, so that's why I don't do certain things, but it just baffles me how some people would be like, "No, you need to do this thing, because if you don't, other people won't like it." And I'm like, "Well, what does that have to do with me? What does other what does other people's opinions got to do with me? What I feel like wearing? That's crazy. Like I'm supposed to put a bunch of effort and gel into the peripherals of my hairline because of other people's opinions when I wouldn't even normally do that. I don't even like that. I don't understand. It doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense in my brain. Like, what are we doing? But a lot of people be doing that. Be doing stuff just because. Oh, what are other people gonna say? I feel like I've always been confident like that. I used to just wear what the fuck ever. I mean, I still do. And I remember people will always be like, "Hey, your shit don't match. You look funny." And I'd be like, "So?" But like, why the fuck you got a shirt with unicorns on it? You 13. I'm like, "Cause I like unicorns, nigga." And the shirt was green. That's my favorite color, and had unicorns all over it. I fuck with that shirt. I wore that for so long. And people would be mad. They'd be like, "Why you got a shirt with unicorns?" I'm like, "Cause it's hot. I like it. It's cool." And they'd be like, "Yo, shirt don't match your shoes. How the fuck you got a red shirt on and pink shoes?" I'm like, "Cause I like them, so I put them on together. What's the problem?" Like I did not understand. Like it didn't even compute to me to like feel bad and be like, "Oh shit, let me go change my stuff so it matches." I was just like, "What are you talking about? Like, I don't care if it matches. Like I don't give a damn." Like I just did not understand, and I love that for me. Oh, I love that for me. I never gave in to peer pressure. I was never like, "Oh, it doesn't match. Oh shit, let me go change. What do you think would match?" Like I never did that. I was just like, "Okay, and you're not gonna fight me. You can't fight me, so what's up?" Because always so worried about stuff that don't matter. Meanwhile, there's people out here committing crimes, hurting other people, oppressing other people, trying to take resources from other people. Ain't nobody worried about that. Y'all worried about some damn clothes not matching in inches. Which is not even everybody, it's just black people mostly. Because white people be mix matching and let me stop. Let me stop. Today's a good day for it though. Who said that? Oh my god. Said today's a good day. Who stopped saying that? Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Just for you and me. That's why I got a subscriber bell. I might take it off just for chaos. I like a little bit of chaos every now and then. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. I like a little bit of chaos. Just a little bit. Every now and then. Gotta shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Never mind, never mind. Intermission. It's a anniversary. Get in me. Let the carols ensue. Ding, ding, mm. So anniversary. Alright, check those two. I'm doing, I don't know about we, but I'm working. What you doing? How my minutes impossible. You working? You guessed it. You figured it out. I sure am. Oh yeah, multitasking. Get up. Let all y'all in here. Let's be good. What about you? Shout out to the Philippines, I guess. So, I am from not the Philippines. Hope that helps. I decided based on principle and spite. I'm not arguing with any white people today. I refuse. Even if I want to. I'm not allowing myself to. Not today. Gotta do it for the ancestors, you know. Everybody, shut the fuck up. You know, if you don't like me, if you got something weird to say, and it goes for anybody. You don't even gotta be white. Shut the fuck up. If you don't like me, if you don't got nothing nice to say to me, shut the fuck up. Shh. I ain't gonna hear it. It's gonna be gone before anybody can see it. I promise you. Before anybody else can see it, it's gonna be just like that. Let me get mine so I can donate. It's gonna happen like next week. Hopefully you're not bullshitting. I feel like it's some bullshit coming. But if you're genuine, if you mean that, look for me. Next week, maybe the week after, it's gonna happen. It's real close. Thanks to all my loyal subscribers and fans. Appreciate y'all. That's all I'm allowing today. Positivity, support, reparations. Because that's what I'm calling it. As soon as I get monetized, I cannot wait. It's all reparations. Whether you meant it to be or not, your time and energy, that's reparations too. Morning. I'm just chilling, working, bullshitting. What you doing? What you doing on this fine Friday? Tired. It's unreal. Hello from Germany. Hi. How's it going? Guten Tag and whatever. I had a different work with meeting coming up. I know, right? What, you in the bathroom? You in the break room? I have to do that shit. Do I know how to cook? I sure do, because I like feeding myself. I feel like only men ask that. Because every time they say that, I'd be like, why don't you know how to feed yourself? You know, like this. It's not the flex y'all think. It's not a special skill. It's being able to sustain yourself and not have to always go outside and do that. Like, what are we talking about? You know, and not some like, oh yeah, I can cook. Believe that I have skills other than being pretty, and that you could possibly benefit and get a plate one day. I'm like, no, we're all adults. We should just be able to feed ourselves and just let it be that. I'm also not doing that today. I mean, I said I'm mostly not arguing with white people, but I'm not arguing with anybody today. I'm gonna be a happy black child, like my ancestors wish that I could be. Yeah, I did kind of worry about modern women as a whole. Oh, okay. Well, they don't got nothing to do with me, cause I ain't worried about nothing. Maybe teach somebody, you start a little thing where you do recipes and stuff. So you show people how to cook. Maybe go do that. I'm all for helping people out, helping people learn some skills. Go do it. I love that for you. Hi, how you doing? How's it going? If you're just joining in, positivity only. Thank you. Good morning. Usually I go back and forth, banter a little bit, but I said not today. Happy Pride and Happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride, Happy Juneteenth. It's our anniversary. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Just for you and me. Thanks, Jasmine. That's nice. I like compliments. I always say that. I don't really want to get into it too much because I said positivity, but it seemed like it's much more positive. Like it's only positive vibes when women come on here, and I love that for us. Wish it could be the same for the opposite gender, but they struggle with that. They struggle with empathy for some reason, and you know, common decency, normalcy, and engaging with other people. They tend to struggle with that for some reason. I wonder what that is. But anyways, hope you all having a lovely day. I bid you. First, to all the black people who are descendants of slaves. I hope you all have a wonderful day, that you prosper and that you glow and that you're happy. And then to everyone else, I hope you also have a wonderful day. Whether you like us or not, I hope for good things for you. Because you can't fight hatred with hatred. And I've seen some black people try to do that, and I'm like, that's not it. You can't. Like, apparently, there's some influencer, I hate that word, who goes around, he's black, and he goes around, like, doing the chutability thing, but, like, in reverse. Going up to random white people, and trying to start something. And I saw someone else black talking about it, how that's stupid, that's dumb, they don't support them. Because you didn't say a thing. And then there's a bunch of black people in the comments supporting the guy who was going up and bothering random white people, saying, well, they do it to us. We're just giving them a taste of their own medicine. When has that ever made white people act right? Never. So what are we doing? Plus, it don't work if you're just targeting random people. You don't know how they feel, what they, got going on, what they believe in, how they treat other people. You could be going up to some random white person that actually treats everybody well, you know? And then leave a bad taste in their mouth for black people and make them look at us differently. That's not cool. That's not doing anything good. So people confuse their own personal pride for justice. Well, it's not the case. Just because you do something to somebody and you feel a little good doesn't mean that's like actual, like a good thing to do. You know? I wish more people understood that. Just because somebody do something to you, make you feel some type of way, or you just, think about certain stuff and you feel some type of way, doesn't mean you could just target random people and be like, satisfaction, justice. It's not how that shit works. It's not how any of this works. Especially the video I seen, because he was literally bothering some white man that, like, walking down the street, and he had a black baby in he's holding him. Black baby's holding on to him like he knows him. And he's just going up to this random white man talking about, whose black baby is that? Why you have this black baby? Duh, duh, duh. Like, no concern, no empathy, none of that. But painted the picture like he was concerned. I feel some type of way that you got this black baby. I don't know whose black baby it is. And he's like, well, call the police. Well, no, first the guy said, he's like, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police. And he's like, okay, do it. He's like, get the camera on my face, call the police. Doesn't sound like someone who's trafficking to me. Who's kidnapping to me. Usually they, like, run away, hide, wouldn't be doing it in broad daylight. That's what I've seen. Somebody who's actually trying to kidnap a child. And then, someone stopping them and they just run away. I've never seen someone just boldly go about committing a crime like that. But he just kept saying, like, yeah, I'm gonna call the police, I'm gonna call the police. And he's like, well, call them. And then the black dude just ends up walking away. It's like, so, no actual concern. You're being hypocritical. That's the worst thing to me, when someone acts weird, acts off-putting, is just having this weird negative interaction with someone else, but they make it seem like it's because it's coming from a place of, like, concern and good morals. Like, if you think someone is kidnapping a child, trafficking a child, the way to go about that is not, whose black baby is that? Over and over. That's not going to help that child reunite with their mother, if you think that's what's happening. Like that's not, like, there's just not a good way to go about getting justice. You call the police, say, hey, I think a child's being kidnapped, trafficked. That's what you do. If you're actually concerned, if you actually care. But he made this whole thing and then had the nerve to fucking follow up and say, yeah, I did this because I was concerned, but never called the police at any point in time. Never actually made a report. Just in somebody's face bothering them randomly. It's not good. But black people were defending it. And it's not because they care about justice. It's because of their own ego and pride. Their own hurt, their own trauma of being black in America. And then being like, well, they did this and this and that, so now we're going to do this. But the things that you're doing now is not going to give any type of justice because of, in regards to, well, they did this, that, and the third. Two wrongs don't make a right. It's not going to happen. You're not going to bother enough random white people to where they give us reparations. You're not going to bother enough random white people to where they don't say racist shit online. You're not going to bother enough random white people to where they, like, okay, let's make a time machine and go back and stop slavery from ever happening. It's just not going to happen. It's a waste of time. Rage baiting. It's not going to do anything except make some black people be like, no, it feels good, so we could do it. But it don't. And now you're sitting here trying to justify it to other people who's looking at that situation like, that's not good. That's not cool. You shouldn't do that. And now you try to justify it to them, other black people. And defend why it's okay to go up to random white people and bother them. I'm actually nice to skates. Thanks. Appreciate it. Let's get back out there. Gonna have to be in the morning or in the nighttime though, because it's already summertime is here. It'll be hot out there. Excuse me. But I feel like a lot of people do that in different situations. They'll act like two wrongs make a right. That's like the most like weak, low vibrational behavior. I feel like is to really be justified and be telling people, yeah, they did XYZ, so I'm gonna do XYZ to somebody else. Like I've had people say this, like they think it's act like uh people put them down or they've been bullied. I feel like that happens a lot of times with people that have been bullied or had like skirmishes with people and they're like, oh, from now on I'm gonna act like this to other people. That had nothing to do with the bullying. It's like that's not it. That's not gonna help with your trauma. So your shins begin, you gotta stretch. That's why you gotta stretch first. Two wrongs do not make a right. It's like them crazy people that have been to jail for something, and then someone's provoking them, and they're like, I'll go back to jail. Like it's all pride and the ego. All these negative, weird things that people do, it's all out of pride. Because if you think things do and put your pride aside, it's not actually beneficial or worth it or fun. It's not doing anything good. It's just the pride. It's the ego. It tricks you. It makes you think if you do certain things, it's gonna feel good. It's gonna have like good consequences, but it really doesn't. That ego makes you think, oh, I've been hurt, so if I go out to hurt somebody else, that's gonna make me feel better. It's not. It's actually not. It might low key in the moment, your ego is gonna be jumping for joy, and then once that wears off, you're gonna not feel that good. So beautiful. Hello from India. Where are you from? The USA. It depends on how far we talking about. I always wonder about that. How long do people have to be somewhere to say they're from somewhere? Like when do at what point do you be like, okay, I'm from XYZ because you've been there that long? Because at the end of the day, everybody's from Africa, and then branched out over the rest of the world. Why? I'll tell you. It's because people like to put people in these categories and judge one another. And I think it's like the ego too, of like, oh, I'm from this place, and so XYZ, identity, ego, pride, all of that working together. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But certain people act like it does. Where you're from and such. Because I'm like, if my people, my family, my DNA has been here in this country for at least 230 years, that I could go back and research, possibly before then. I mean, obviously before then. It's just as far as I can go back without paying a bunch of money and giving somebody my DNA. If it says my people have been here in this country for 230 years, like, why are we not able to say that we're from here when someone else, whose people just got here a generation or two ago, can say that they're from here? Like Trump. Because his mom's not from here. But people like that get to say they're American. They're born here. That's what they are. But I'm like, why can't other people who have been here way longer, hundreds of years longer sometimes? And I think it's just because of racism. It's not because of any logic or facts. It's just because of opinion, stupidity. Not G, I mean modern woman. You can call me Gina also. That's still a thing. That's still my fake name on here. Putting out all the trolls on site has been lovely. I should really do that more often. They were right. They were right. You should just ignore the haters at all costs. Don't even try to talk to them. I'm just saying to do that anyways. Just treat them how they be trying to treat me. Like, ew, gross. Get away. Don't come back. Hello. Thanks. Thanks for the compliments. That is all I'm accepting today. Love, positivity, compliments, no hate, no negativity, none of that. Get it out of here. From Fort Worth, Texas. All my exes live in Texas. And so does my aunt. I'm from not Texas, somewhere else in the United States. That is not Texas. Bro, I know you lying. This is the second time they've been over there. He was just over there a couple of days ago. And I got a front row seat. I'm glad my study's on the second floor. What y'all doing? Two of them. I'm meddling so hard. On the shirt, it says travel around the world and it's aliens. It's my favorite t-shirt, to be honest. I need to get some more like this one from Shein. Howdy, even though we was having a whole conversation already. Hi, again. Same place, same apartment. What they doing over there? Same one. You got three of them. Ugh. They so trained. They all standing at least a couple feet back from the doors. Three of them. It's what is it? 9 in the morning? What are they doing? Why you got three people y'all doing 9 in the morning? What's going on? What's happening? Alien mushroom. Huh? Where do you see it? Oh, it is at the bottom. I forgot. There are well, it's a few of them. It's five of them. I don't even know what was on my damn shirt. Wow. Mm-hmm. Y2K days. Word. Back when everything had color and spunk. Remember, I used to go to Spencer's and Hot Topic. Hell yeah. I miss those days. Back when nothing was cringe and everything was cool. And then you had t-shirts with dinosaurs on them. They said "rar." Bring those back, man. I'm about to start wearing them. I'm about to give me some. Wear that shit. Put a little mustache on my fucking finger. I'm so cool. Ah, y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that, man. What y'all doing? What they doing at that door? Ain't nobody finna answer. Oh, they gotta leave? Oh, they not finna keep it moving? I guess they ain't doing nothing crazy. They ain't about to break in there. They was just knocking. So they about to leave? I guess so. I wonder if the same as last time. There's a white lady got her phone out. She's like, oh my gosh, the police are here. I don't know what's happening. I thought this was a good neighborhood. I just know she on the phone saying something like that. I just know she is. Because it is. It's a gated community. That's why I'm all at the window, like, what's happening? Because they don't never be here. This ain't one of them. They ain't one of them where they be in here every fucking weekend. Nah. Especially not this early in the day. I could see if it was like later on. Clay mustache. That's it. Nice cream. Mm-hmm. Oh, yo. That's why I was like, what they doing? but they ain't kicked the door down or nothing. So must have been a little. Oh, somebody called about a minor thing. You know, when nothing they had to bust down the door and then get nobody out or nothing. So that's good. See, if this was the hood, they would have bust down the door. If I lived in a bad area or whatever it was, they probably would have went in there. Could be natural beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate it. I get it from my mind. Oh, I need to check those. I forgot. Oh, there's nothing in there. Yay. Didn't matter if I forgot anyways. Can we get off early today? Please. Please. Because I feel like getting off early. I did enough work this week. I put in enough time. Oh. What's her name? Ain't online yet. Dagnabbit. Working woman. Somebody gotta pay these bills. Ain't no, you don't see no man here. Somebody gotta pay these bills. My t-shirt's dead, can't take day off work. Word. I love when that happens. They'd be like, the system's down. We gotta wait for them to reboot it. I'd be like, oh no. Oh God, the system's down. Oh no. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do now that the system's down and I'm at home? Fuck. Oh no. Can't work. Gotta sit here and wait till I can work again. Oh no. Hate when that happens. I was going to get up and work, but then I got the high soggy. Oh, I was gonna go to work, but then I got high. Ooh, but then I got high. Da 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 da. And I know why. Hey hey. Not a few. Every time I start smoking, a few people drop immediately. I love that for y'all. Cause don't watch nobody y'all don't like. Don't watch something you're not comfortable with. I would never just just push it on everybody. But also at the same time, this is my channel, this is my show, this is my shit. I do what I want. But if you don't like it, then you are more than welcome to go somewhere else. Love that for you. So I'll be kicking out the trolls, cause for some reason there are people who will not like something, will not like someone, but will continue to watch them and tell them about it instead of just going to do something they like. And I think that's weird. I've never done that. If I scroll with somebody, if I don't like their voice, because some accents be strong. I'm sorry, I love everybody, but some accents be strong, and I'll be like, nope, can't do it. I'm sorry, and I gotta go to something else. But some people, for some reason, I mean, I know why, but they just feel the need to tell me how they don't like me or what's going on here, over and over. And I'd be like, why are you doing that? Like something's gonna change, like at some point they're gonna start to like me, or I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and do something else. It's not gonna happen. So I might as well just kick him out. I might as well just do what I do. Some of whom suffering, not working. Oh, darn. Unless you get paid by like the amount of work you actually do, then that's different. But if you're still in the clock getting paid, then love that for you. Any more chicken nuggets? It sure ain't. I feel like you ain't been here in a while. I've been rebranded for a minute now. It's been that. People come in here talking about, hey, what's up, MW? Like this is the whole thing. So I don't know where you've been at. Shift has been taking place for a while. I don't like to hear immunity. Doe? What up, Doe? This black culture stuff. Hmm. It's been a while since. It's been a while. You ever heard that song? I don't know the rest of the words. I just know it's been a while. That's the only part of the song. It's been a while since I. You can spook fly. Word. Word. Good morning. Hmm. Wait, are y'all from the same region? Probably. You're probably closer to each other than I am to y'all. Brother! Some hair looks nice. Thanks. I wanted to shave it all off. But then I was like, if I do that, I'm gonna be upset that I'm bald headed. Like it's gonna be cool for a minute, and then a couple months later, I'm gonna be upset that I'm bald headed, like I was last time I cut all my hair off. So I was like, let me just not do that and just pretend. So this is me pretending to be bald headed. So thank you. Ain't very spiritual as close as you can get to God. Word, word. So you gonna get no? Oh, I thought you was about to be bonding. He was just trying to make a friend. You never be like that. Play nice. He was just trying to get to know you. Don't worry, for. Don't do him like that. That's why you don't be having no friends. Cause you don't want to be like that. Somebody trying to get to know you. Don't do it like that. Mhm. Where is this nigga from? Cause didn't you tell me before? You're not the one from Italy, are you? I feel like you are. You're the one from Italy. Ain't no nuggets here, so I don't know what you're talking about. I got some in the freezer, but that's about it. Yes, we know the song. You know, 2000s, early 2000s music. Yes. Your German guitar. What up, though? Lux said hello. Who that? Is this a friend of yours, or a flat iron? You look completely different. Yeah, because it would change the texture of my hair, so it would look completely different. That's how that works. When you change something, look different. I wouldn't look the same because something would be changed. But you know, shut up! Don't. Listen. When I said positivity only today, I meant that, Dinesh. Okay, I meant that. Positivity only. So don't come on here talking about no damn beef nuggets. Nobody's eating those. It's not aligned with the positive vibes. Okay, it's not what we're doing. Your nephew? Okay, that's kind of weird, but cool. Could you ship this little Kichu? Yeah, you right about that? Buzz only here? Yes, if you have a problem with that, I can help you go somewhere else. And please take it back. Mexico play last night. I ain't watched nobody play last night. I watched One Piece. Oh, he's 20. Oh, okay. That's cool then. Sorry, I just be assuming y'all young as hell, because they do be half the time. So I'm thinking you a young person that's talking about a nephew that's younger than you. I'm not assuming you a full grown adult. He asked me to type. So you just do whatever your little nephew asks you to do. Let me stop. I mean, positivity today. We're not provoking anybody. We're not doing it. That's cool. That's nice. No matter how much I want to. I want to shout out to Little Bunny in the wheelchair. You know the All My Exes song? No, I only know All My Exes Live in Texas. You like anime too? And stuff. That's honestly the only anime I actually watch because um I had beef with it for a long time. It's because I was traumatized when I was younger by my ex best friend, and I refused to watch anime until I was a full grown adult. And I just stumbled upon One Piece and started watching it. I was like, wow, this is really good. This is the best show ever. So that's where I'm at now. And now I'm like almost up to date. I'm on Egghead Island, and I started from the beginning a couple years ago. So I'm invested. Cause you want me nice to say hello? That's cool. That's it. Thanks. Not the compliment and then the insult. No. Yes, yeah, keep with the compliments. Can't switch back. Stay on compliments or nothing at all. Everyone some days all around positive stuff. Absolutely, all the time. I feel like if you don't, you probably got some stuff bottled up and you need to release it. I feel like I do all the stuff that people think is weird and silly and oh my gosh, I can't do that. That looks funny. I do all this shit. I be sitting in weird places. I be climbing on stuff. I be dancing around. I just move because free movement. It's like you need that. But I feel like people be, you because you're your child, they do all that shit. They just be flailing around, moving however they feel like it. But then when you get a certain age, you be like, okay, I have to act a certain way. I have to conduct myself a certain way, even when no one's around. And then that's how you get freaking fluid built up in your limbs and stiff joints, and then you're not flexible no more, and then you should be hurting because you don't move around freely how your body wants to, you know. Because you're like, oh, it looks weird. I feel like I see a guy. It's like that's his whole thing, making videos of him like moving around freely, but it's like cringy to other people. But I feel like he's literally doing his thing, but then like other people are like, oh wow, this looks weird. But then, so he's just like going with it. But he's just doing his thing, moving freely in a park. Like I think the caption says something like that, like just another day at the park. But he's like doing these like erratic movements and that like looks weird. And so everybody's like, wow, dude, you're so cringe. This is fucking weird. But he's just moving his body freely at a park, you know? Like it's not nothing actually crazy. Like I was like, that probably feels good. He's probably like so loose and limber and like I was like, I bet his body feels great. While everybody's like making fun of him and being like, "This is so cringe," and they probably be sitting on the couch, fat as hell, can't touch their toes. They bend over, you know, sedentary lifestyles and shit. Can we be Bob? I've been hearing about that. Still haven't watched it though. The ending of what? Oh, y'all talking to each other. I didn't realize y'all was two different people for the longest. Yeah, both because I just see a blue D, but then it is two different people. Y'all should put your profile picture. What happened? That used to be the thing. I mean, I feel like people always had other stuff as they profile picture, but it's like that used to be like the quirky thing to do. Like have something else that's not your picture, you know? Have something else that's not you as a profile picture. But now it's like that's like the default. Have something else, not a picture of you. We need to go back. Everybody have a picture of yourself. Identify yourself. Show yourself. Who are you? Who am I talking to? Make cringe. Makes you happy. Exactly. Cause we didn't start that cringe shit until everybody's putting cameras in people's faces and recording people in broad daylight, just them being themselves. I hate that. I hate seeing that. And people just recording some random person doing their thing in public, and they like, "Wow, it's so cringe. The stuff you see in this city or whatever." It's like, leave people the hell alone. That's why people be all weird and don't want to move freely and body all tense and stuff because you worry about, oh, I don't want nobody record me and then say, I'm cringe. Like everybody, that's why the early 2000s is great because everybody was just doing it. And the 90s. Pretty much all the time before everything was on the internet. And then everybody was getting scrutinized for the face they made, the dance they did, and something they said. It was much better back then. Now is you gotta look a certain way, move a certain way, talk a certain way to keep up everybody else, be in the algorithm. Hmm. What? 1.5. Oh, like a stretch opinion pick word. Like that used to be the thing. When we first had profiles, first had you making your little ID on the internet, it was your face, what you like, your stuff about you, and now it's you trying to put on some whole other persona because they don't like the person they are. When you cringe, you show for crazy clothes for a great version. Exactly. Bring this experience in, let's seriously accept it as embarrassment. Huh? What are you talking about? I've been doing so good. Y'all don't even know. There was so many times somebody said something and I wanted to get at them and I didn't. I'm restraining myself. I have self discipline. I could have. I could have made fun of somebody's mama. Could have talked about somebody real bad. But I said, no, not today. Everybody be positive, including myself. No matter how bad I want to talk about somebody's mama sometimes. I just boot them out of here before y'all even know what happened. Okay, like, what are you talking about? I didn't see any crazy messages. Mm-hmm. Because I'm fast. Fast like that. They probably think it's some mod. I ain't even got a mod on here. Because I was doing it real fast earlier. They probably like, who the hell has put us out? I don't see no mod. I'm just over here. You see me. You don't even know what happened. You don't even know. Because not today. Berserk. So I'm very chill. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it that way. Because I'm just a chill guy. I'm really just a chill guy. But it don't stay that way if I pick up somebody else's negative vibe and then I start to carry it. I'll be like, no, ew, don't touch me. Leave me alone. I don't want. Right, oh. I'm talking about people that other people are calling cringe. Because I'm talking about people that's just doing their thing. They're not being brave. They're just existing. They're not being brave. Like, I'm going to do this thing no matter what anybody thinks. It's like they're just doing their thing. And then other people are like, this is cringe. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, no, they're not. It's not brave. That's weird. I feel like that's one of them backhanded compliments people say, but like when somebody's like, they got some extra weight on them, and someone's like, "Oh, you're so brave for wearing that outfit," but they just existing, you know. I feel like it sounds like that. Not saying you would do it intentionally, but Yeah, no, I'm talking about people just existing. You know, about people Neil Griffith. I don't. Must be from the show y'all was talking about. I don't get it. Says best shit on YouTube. I be trying to tell him. You can tell him for me, hillbilly. Let him know. Positive vibes. Positive energy. Ole. Hi. What's up, baby? I've been doing really good. I've been on here a whole hour. I ain't going after nobody. I ain't saying nothing about nobody's mom. I'm proud of myself. If nobody else is proud of me, I'm proud of me. So bad. Is that me? Or is that you? Convinced and looked down by backhanded compliments. Yeah, backhanded compliments are weird. I randomly seen a short where somebody was saying that there's the same lady at the gym. It was a girl too, and she was saying it's the same lady at the gym that keeps giving her these backhanded compliments. It was really weird. She's midterm, cool. She said because the girl on the podcast got short hair, and she said this other lady keeps coming up to her. She said it's been like 3, 4 times, and she'll be like, I know you probably hate your hair, but I just love that look on you. I think it just looks great on you. And it's so fucking weird. She's like, what? Like, what do you mean? She's like, I chose this haircut. Like, I like this haircut. But she's just always like, thank you. And she said it just gets progressively like more passive aggressive like every time. Like at first she was just like, oh, I like your haircut, but then it like progressed to, I know you probably hate it. You probably hate this look on you, but I think it's great. Like, don't do that. Give somebody a genuine compliment. Just tell them it looks nice. You don't gotta do all that. Try to put somebody down, but uplift them at the same time. Like that's weird. Don't do that. Sounds like leadership in the army. I mean, that do sound like where some of the biggest egos is at, probably. Wouldn't even think they'd be giving compliments at all, let alone passive aggressive ones in the army. Hi, how you doing? What kind of compliments are you giving the army? Never mind, I don't want to know. Backhand slap. No, remember earlier I said 2 wrongs don't make a right? No? Because then they'll just call the police and they'll sue you, especially if you're darker than them. So, you know, it's not going to be good. You're such a great shoulder when you apply yourself. That sounds different. Shouldn't you be doing that? Like, shouldn't you be constantly applying yourself and doing more in the army? I feel like that's one of the places where backhanded compliments make sense. Cause that's what I'm saying. I was like, what kind of compliments are they giving to people in the army? Like, ain't you there to do a job? Like, ain't you supposed to be fighting for the country? Are you supposed to be? No, you look great today. You're such a good soldier. Like, ain't they where they supposed to be telling people to like do more? It's not good enough. Like, I ain't never been in, but ain't that how it goes? That's what I thought. I don't know. Maybe just a good job, soldier. Every now and then, huh? Army's full of assholes. Oh, real. No, that makes sense. Who else is supposed to be doing it? All the nice people? Who the hell else is supposed to be in the army? Although they're the good Samaritans. They're so nice and like everybody and then empathetic. Certain people do certain things in life, you know? They go into certain positions and certain lifestyles, certain paths. I think it's just the thing. Some of them nice, soft spoken people, sure, yeah, but majority, no. Makes sense to me. Oh, y'all talking about a show still? First thing is desire for power turning into a beast to return. Oh. I always get it because my distance perceives as arrogance. It probably is, because I feel like you the one that says something about having an altercation, and then from then on you act a certain way because of it. So they're probably justified in thinking it's arrogance. Because I honestly think that's how you come off a lot of times too. Because we're always having these random conversations, and you say something like, "Yeah, nobody likes me because this, that, and the third," and they think I'm arrogant, and like I feel like you say stuff like that a lot. So it's like it's probably for good reason that people tend to think that about you. Because I kind of do. 'Cause no matter what I'm talking about, you just insert. Yeah, they did this to me because they thought da da da. You know, type of things. Those type of you do it a lot, and I don't think you're that aware of it. It's like every time you come on the live, pretty much. Like, I'm not trying to beat up on you. I'm just saying. I notice it. Like every time you come on, no matter what I'm talking about, you'll be like, "Yeah, yeah." One time they did this to me because they didn't like how I was doing this and this, and they felt some type of way. And I'll be like, "Okay, like how does that even exactly relate to what I was talking about?" But see, you hold grudges. Yeah, because you're always talking about it. You gotta let them go, man. Then I don't know. You don't let them things go. You can't just hold on to it forever. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. Ain't nobody else gonna come up and rub you on your back and say, "Oh, all this stuff you went through, it's okay. You don't have to hold on to it no more." You gotta do that for yourself. Because it's kind of off-putting, you know. I can see every now and then, if you're saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, I can relate to that. This and this happened to me because," but it's like you always do it. Like every time you come on here, you don't be on here that much. I feel like if you're addressing trolls, I'm really trying to type up, keep up, it'll come out awkward. I haven't addressed any trolls today. I've been purposely putting them out as soon as they say anything troll like today. That's why I noticed what you were saying more because no one else is staying in here if they say anything weird. That's what I'm saying. 16. What are y'all talking about? What show are y'all talking about? What's up? How you doing? Trying to this conversation? Okay. I don't know what your constant responses about your own personal life and issues you've had with other people have to do with other people trolling, though. Like, nobody else really does that. But if you think it relates to them trolling in some type of way, then I guess. Time is. I need to remember. Because I feel like I just don't physically like being around people that like there's people that exist and do their thing, and then there's people that's like, yeah, I always have issues with other people, but like trying to make it seem like it's because they're like this decent person, or other people are just hating on them or something. But there's all these situations where that keeps occurring, and I'm like, it can't be these other people all the time, you know? It can't just be no matter where you go, no matter what job you're doing, no matter what people around you, it's always the same type of thing. It can't be. It just can't. Gotta be the common denominator. You gotta look at what that is. And it's not just cause, just cause, oh, I'm just like this. And then other people just don't like it. No. Can't be all the other people every time. Can't be. It's just not possible. Doesn't really make much sense. Because I'll have negative interactions with people every now and then, but for the most part, I would say people get along with me. People like me. People would describe my identity and myself with positive words for the most part. If they actually know me, if we have real conversations and stuff. People coming through here like me, people passing by, people have never seen me before, but interact me with a little bit like me. So that leads me to believe that, like, I'm cool, I'm a decent person. I mean, I already think that about myself, but it's like based on the other outside evidence, it leads me to believe, okay, I got good qualities about myself. So it's odd to me when people will think they have good qualities and like they're this regular person, but they always have negative interactions with other people. They always getting into it. It's always other people treating them some type of way and don't like them. Like, it's not them other people. It's just not. Not if it's always happening. It can't be. It just can't be. Chilling. That's cool. Chilling too. I'm aware that there is no in between with me. Either you love me or hate me. I guess. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like that with most people. I mean, not really, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure there's some people who feel a neutral way about you. I mean, I let you stay here, even though I say you keep saying these things that sound kind of weird, but like I feel like you don't intentionally do it or know it. So like that's why I feel neutral. I don't love you or hate you, to be honest. So I'm sure there are other people like that. It doesn't have to be so extreme all the time. Oh, let me go read this because positivity. I was going to the positivity. People are neutral. Sometimes. I mean, sometimes people walk around with they hurt and put it on display for other people and interact with other people that way. So not all the time. People are not all neutral. And some people are just overly just happy and empathetic, and it depends on the person. I guess I'm on my break now. That's what I feel like doing. Plus I got a pee pee. And charge my phone. What show are y'all talking about? You tell me. Hopefully nobody trolls while I'm gone. I've been doing pretty good at keeping them at bay. But I'll do that as soon as I can. physical get. See, I'm just still having this little anime conversation. Okay. I will interrupt your body, I guess. Carry on. Ow. Let me see, Amy, is this a free website? Can I go? Happy, have positive interactions, even if it's about some anime show I don't know about. I guess. I'll allow it. Gotta stretch. Let's find something. Yeah. I mean, that's what more people should be doing instead of trying to randomly tear down somebody you don't know on the internet. You should be doing that. You should be having random anime conversations, trying to look each other on websites and shit. You should be doing that. That just so bad by somebody. Or sometimes they bond with the trolling, and I think that's worse. Like be two random people trolling, and then they'll be like, "Oh, a common goal," and then they'll start being buddy buddy like that. That's bullying people online is weird. It's really weird. Can you confirm that I'm not the free website? Word. 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 Hey Calvin, when you said you was an Israelite, you not that one guy. You was you on here in a different name before, or did you change your account name? Just out of curiosity. It could be multiple people. I mean, I already know there's a lot of Israelites, but just wondering. Just out of curiosity. Oh, you said no. Okay, my bad. Is this somebody else? Which account about that? I had a feeling. I just wanted to confirm. Just wondering. I got it. Tonight's gonna be a good night. This night's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Okay, bye. I feel like people be thinking I'm really mad or upset or something when I be talking about the trolls. Like I actually go back and forth with them a little bit. I really don't. I be trying to tell people I'm really a chill guy all the time. I just yell for fun sometimes. But I just said I'm not going to today because I don't feel like it, and I just do what I feel like doing all the time. If I don't feel like doing something, then I'm not gonna do it. can't find the website. I think they changed it again or something. Cause I can't find that specific one they put in the chat. But I think I found it though. It just don't say what y'all said, but it say something. Is this gonna be the one where I have to click out of a bunch of stuff that's trying to take me to some no sites? It probably is. Damn, they talking about using VPN. I mean, probably should use VPN if you care about stuff like that. I don't. Like they gonna watch you. They gonna be in your business. They gonna do that regardless. But then they also said upgrading premium is the same as getting a VPN. The same cost. Oh. Okay. So bye. Goodbye. Toodler. Oh, word. Got all the. Yeah, all these on here. You got games on your phone. They do. They do. Got Papa Bears. That's all. Excuse me. All of them. Damn, they got all the episodes. I could watch it on here. Bam. All this time. I sure did cancel my Netflix subscription after they was fooling. They've been fooling. All these corporations been fooling. We should start. Never mind. I said I was gonna keep it positive. So we should keep it positive. That's what we should do. We should stay positive and happy and be cool and be chilling. Cause then anybody do you wrong, make you upset if you're chilling, if you're cool. They can try, but you gonna be like, I'm chilling, I'm cool. You know? Like some people been trying to say stuff to me on here and I'd be like, I'm chilling, I'm cool, blah. Sorry, I'm too busy being positive. I can't hear you. I'm speaking to be negative. I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't. Does not compute. I don't know what that is. And I know I need it away from me. Keep that over there. That negative stuff. Really shouldn't have it anyways. You shouldn't hold on to negative So they should do. Whenever somebody make you mad, somebody make you upset, be like, I don't need this. I want to be positive instead. Okay. That's not gonna work if your ego is still in check. If your ego is still running things, it's only gonna work if you have died to self. If you've removed your ego. That's the only way. That's the only way somebody try to do something to you. You'd be like, no, thank you. I would like to be positive. You maybe join me in the positivity if you would like, but I will not engage in your negativity. You can only do that when your ego's out the way, going, not saying nothing. If your ego like say something back to him, otherwise you a bitch, then it's not gonna work. Then you're just gonna be engaged in negativity, and it's not. It's just gonna raise your blood pressure and shorten your life. It's not gonna do anything good for you. The ego's gonna trick you and be like, it's gonna feel so good when you give this person the negativity they gave you plus more. It's gonna feel so good. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Makes you burn inside. Makes you feel like you got an STD in your heart. It's burning. It's just like, this fire. And you feel like the only way to quench it is to give somebody else more negativity. It's just not. It's not it. Sometimes you gotta let it burn and then fizzle out like a campfire. Let it burn. You know that it's over. Let it burn. Let it burn. Gotta let it burn. Because eventually it'll go away and it won't burn anymore. So it's not like STD. It's like a curable STI. STDs are for life, I'm pretty sure. Keeping negativity out of here has been the best thing that I've done in a long while. Because you can be like, oh yeah, I'm stay positive. I'm stay neutral. I'm not gonna give in. But it's like the negativity is still there, like in the atmosphere. It's like cigarette smoke. You know, you can be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna give in peer pressure. I'm not gonna smoke cigarettes. But if you're around people that smoking cigarettes all the time, you're probably gonna get lung cancer eventually too. You know, because it's still there. Still there. It's still gonna smell like it. People gonna think you smoke if you hang around them enough because you're close. So smell like it. You can't just be around negativity and be like, it's fine. Because I'm not saying negative things myself. It's just my friends. It's just the so and so in my family. It's just they just like that. But then it rubs off on you. It gets on your clothes. It gets in your system. That's why some people be sick. That's because you're around a bunch of negative vibes all the time. And you'll be like, okay, let me separate from all that negativity. Just keep it around you, and then it gets in your system. Make your organs unhealthy. Something like that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So I think there's a lot of people out here that been figured out how to have some peace of mind, and that what you put in actually affects your life and how you are. And so you gotta put in good things. Good morning, Jet. Long time no see. Hello. Oh, speaking of break, I have to get back to work. But there are people who figure out how to be content and happy, and they be in good health. And it's like they be trying to tell other people. And I don't know what everybody else out here is doing. But there's some people that are like, yeah, I think I should just actually eat healthy and exercise and not surround myself with negativity. And then they just be going around just fine, living life great, not having no issues, not getting sick all the time. And then there's other people who are constantly engaged with negativity, constantly putting bad things into their body, their mind, their spirit. But then they have all these other negative things going on, and then they're like, "Woe is me! Woe is me! I'm just like this. I just got this thing," and it's like, why not? Excuse me. Like, why not get some of that negativity out? Because people don't think it has the effects that it does on. I feel like that's especially true for like relationships. There's too many people in these weird, awful, negative, toxic relationships, and they feel like they just have to be in it for some reason. We should normalize not putting up with negativity because it's not going to do anything good for you. And honestly, I feel like it's for some reason. Well, not for some reason. I know why. I think it's mostly men who are trying to convince others to put up with negativity. It's like this control thing. Because I feel like that it happens in a lot of different aspects, like religion and sports and like all these aspects of life where like you're told if you suffer and endure, you're gonna be better for it. Which like working out, okay, I can see that makes sense a little bit, but like you don't have to suffer through a bad relationship. You're not gonna get any reward for that, you know. But a lot of people, especially men, act like that's something good for you to endure through negativity. When really you should just be doing what makes you happy and healthy. You should not be staying in type of situation because I feel like it's just for their ego, you know? Telling someone else to be in a bad situation that makes them uncomfortable and they're not happy. But it's like usually with them, like be in this bad situation with me, endure it. You should want to because of their own ego. Not because it's actually good, because I feel like a lot of men are talking about that these days, like how marriages don't last the way they used to. And it's like, yeah, because women used to not be able to survive on their own. So of course there was more of an incentive to stay married, even when someone's beating you around and cheating on you all the time. Because where else are they going to go? What are they going to do? You know, with little education and not being able to get a job that's going to pay you enough to survive on your own. Of course they had to put it with more. Of course marriages last longer. Of course the divorce rates were lower previously. Because now is when women have been able to exist more freely and have more options and be able to decide whether or not they actually want to be married to somebody or in a relationship with somebody or have kids with somebody. It used to just be the thing. And we just had to do it. Just had to get with somebody, get marry them, have babies. That's it. That's like you don't get to choose no other life of being this independent woman and doing X, Y. You didn't have that option like we do now. We're free to do more things than ever before. But some men will spin it as if there's some problem where we're leaving situations that we should endure. Like there's a problem with there being higher rates of divorce. Because I feel like it's a good thing. It means more people are looking at what they're actually doing and thinking about it and being like, okay, is this good for me? Should I be staying with this person? When before they didn't even have the liberty to even think about stuff like that. Because you're not going to tell me that when there were higher or less occurrences of divorce and higher chances of people staying together, staying married before, that doesn't mean that everybody was happy. And I feel like that's so weird to make it seem like marriages lasted longer back then because everybody was happy. And now people aren't happy and being weird and stuff. It's like a lot of those people weren't happy. They just put on a smile for the pictures. When they got their hair all done and the cute little 1950s outfit, they just smiling for the camera. Everybody, and that's where some people, yeah, of course, some people are happy, and it's like that today. Some people find somebody, get married to them, and they're happy and live happily ever after, have kids, and it's great. And some people get married and be like, no, actually, no, I don't think this is working for me. And I feel like that just happens a lot more where people think about stuff and they're actually able to leave if they want to. Also living longer. Also that. Also that. It's people that get divorced and then marry somebody else and then they end up staying married for the rest of their life or whatever. You know, it works out for them. Maximum only lived to 42. No, I think it was mostly before higher rates of education for women. I think as soon as we became more educated and received higher wages, like living wages, even though a lot of us still don't really make enough money for being able to live comfortably, but it's much more likely that nowadays a woman can work a job and live on their own, like me. Like I'm able to work enough to pay all my bills by myself. So it's like I don't need to be married to a man and have like another income in order to survive. And I feel like it just wasn't the case back then. Like there probably were some women able to do that, but just not nearly as much as today. We talk about when men be like, "Oh, I want the type of love our grandparents had," because my grandmother didn't know how to drive a car. I don't think she could read that well. You know, like there was love there, obviously, but it's like she also couldn't go nowhere on her own. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody had to physically come and get her and take her to the store to get groceries, or my grandfather drove or got him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can see going back the only way because cost of living is pushing everyone to one home. Word. Yeah, I mean it depends. I mean, there's plenty of people that have roommates instead of getting married or something. There's lavender relationships. I like those. Those sound cool. Will you be living with somebody or you're like in a relationship with somebody, but you're not actually sexually attracted to each other or doing that? I feel like that's cool. I did not do it till she was 40. Word. Yeah, my grandmother never learned. She passed away a couple years ago. Rest in peace. I don't even know what she did for a living. And I don't think she was going somewhere like somebody taking her to some job all the time. It was probably like, watch people's kids or big cleaning houses or something. I mean, that's what my grandmother and my mom's my dad's side. She cleaned houses for a living. On my mom's side, I don't know what my grandmother did. That's the one that couldn't drive. I have no idea what she did. But it was like, mostly just at home taking care of the family type stuff because there was a lot of kids. Got a lot of aunts and uncles on that side. This is like that was just what they like, just the standard way of life. You get married, have a bunch of kids, that's about it. Like you don't have this freedom to just do what you want, like you do today. Like even if you don't make that much money, you can't live by yourself. Like it's not this whole thing where I mean some men still trying to make it like you better find a husband, you better have some kids before it's too late, but it's like not really like that in society as much now. It's not as taboo for you to just have different types of lifestyles and stuff. I feel like if anybody's gonna live together, it should be like women. Like women should live together and split rent and stuff. Instead of feeling like you need to get a man. Because I feel like a man's much more likely to kill you in your sleep for insurance money than a woman you're friends with. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the exact statistics on that. gonna be same. It's gonna be same. For sure. Wait, we have a meeting today? I could have sworn we got off work on Juneteenth before. But everybody was confused about it. They was like, why do we get off work? Oh, because of Juneteenth? Oh, okay. Because it's like all white people that I work with. And now they're like, wait, why do we not have mail today? What holiday? Oh, because it's Juneteenth? Oh, okay. They're so confused. I'm like, what did I miss? Oh, okay, it's the black holiday. Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Honestly, I feel like if slavery had happened like that to any other group of people, it'd be a lot more going on. Like, it is the anniversary of us being freed from slavery, but like not really. So I understand why there's not more hoopla, because there was still sharecropping, and some people didn't even know the slavery had ended, and they just kept being slaves because there was no incentive, nobody, no police, and nothing, you know. So I understand why there's not more hoopla, because it was just like on paper. Jewish people have been slaves the most to who? Who were Jewish people slaves to? Because we were having a lovely conversation before. I don't know why you would try to ruin it by talking about some other group of people when I'm talking about black people. It's odd. Everyone's superpower over time. I don't really know what that means. It's not, you're not saying any specific groups of people. Can you name one group of people who enslaved Jewish people? Because the only one I can think of is the Egyptians. But they wasn't even considered Jewish back then. They were still considered like children of Jacob or something. They weren't even calling themselves Israelites at the time. So who? Oh, just Egypt. No, you said Jewish people have been slaves the most. So what other groups of people had them enslaved besides the Jewish people? I mean, the Egypt people in the book before they were calling themselves Jewish. Like, who's enslaved them since they called themselves Jewish? I guess it was a better question. It's kind of odd to say it's been done a lot. And what is Misop? Are these all going to be biblical, like biblical based examples of the Jews being enslaved the most out of everybody? So not since the Bible was written, then just biblical times they were enslaved the most. Even though, again, most of those times they were not calling themselves Jewish people; they were calling themselves Israelites or like children of Jacob and 12 tribes or Abraham or something. Like nobody was calling themselves Jewish people at that point. So your point is that most people have been enslaved. No, your point was that Jewish people have been enslaved the most. That's what you said. So I'm like, who all had Jewish people as slaves, like when they were calling themselves Jewish? And then you named all the times before they really called themselves a Jewish people, and which is from a book that all the details haven't really been corroborated as it being true. You know, that doesn't really make sense to say they've been enslaved the most, and then but the actual point was that everybody's been enslaved. That's just an odd way to word it. You could have just said that. You know, it would have, because that's true. It makes much more sense to say everyone's been enslaved. Because that, yeah, but it doesn't make sense to have that point after saying, yeah, Jewish people were enslaved the most, but then not being able to provide examples besides biblical stories before they even called themselves Jewish. That's odd. Like, why not just say everybody was enslaved instead of making the point that the Jewish people were enslaved the most, so everybody was enslaved? When that's not even the case. The Jewish people were not enslaved the most. There's just occurrences in the Bible where they were enslaved, but that doesn't mean it was more than everybody else. That's not a good point to make. So if they were enslaved the most, I think they've been pretty compensated for it. There's history outside of the Bible, Mexican and being parents games. No, I agree. Everybody has been enslaved. I'm not refuting that at all. I'm saying your original point was Jews have been slaves more than what do you say exactly? Jewish people have been slaves the most. That's just not a fact. That doesn't make any sense. That's not something to prove that like that statement does not prove that everyone was enslaved. That is a false statement. That's what I'm saying. Everybody knows like slaves were everywhere. But then we kind of calmed down and was like, hey, we should probably respect everybody and have human rights and civil rights and stuff, you know? But the original conversation that I was making had to do with black people because today is Juneteenth. And I was talking about like recognition and you know, stuff for the day and whatnot, and how I understand why there's not as much. And then somehow we got into this whole conversation about Jewish people. I didn't say everyone. Oh, most people have been enslaved. Everyone had some form of slavery. I mean, I guess if you saying not like every single person was a slave, then like yeah, nobody was arguing that. I was saying in the sense that people be like everybody was a slave, like it wasn't just black people. It's like yeah, there's every other region pretty much with a bunch of people had slaves at some point. Like that is a fact. But I'm saying how you just gonna say the Jewish people were slaves the most, and then be like, nope, I'm saying it's because other people had slaves, and like how are we just gonna jump from one to the other? When the conversation started about Juneteenth and black people being freed. It's almost like y'all don't like us talking about black people having been slaves. Like we're not allowed to talk about that without talking about other groups of people. But the things about other groups of people aren't even true. You know, it's like trying to derail conversation away from black people to talk about things that aren't even factually true. And then just abandon the point completely to say you're making the point that other people were slaves too. Because we already know this. What's the point? Well, what was the point? Tell me. Because I've been trying to figure it out for a good while now. Because I thought the point we were making was that there was a bunch of different slaves, not just Africans. But if it's a different point, let me know. Because I never disagreed with that. She meant to take me. I chose my phone while I wait for your point. This says Cambridge hyperscience. Ain't nobody taking screenshots and sending it to me. Anybody got time for that? Anybody got time? Just be clear, are you working on the point or? You just say it in a few words, you know, it don't have to be like a whole paragraph. Like, what was the point if I missed it? Dang. I did. So you didn't have a point? You just recognizing that you actually just did derail me, like subconsciously or something? Interesting. Oh, well, where do we go from here? That's why I feel like racism is like this thing that like doesn't just go away if you be like, I don't see color. That's why I think it's like this actual like like subconscious thing that happens. It reminds me of times where I'm just talking about my own experiences, and someone of a different race will be like, "Well, are you sure that person meant to be racist? Are you sure they meant it like that?" You know, when I know exactly what happened, and then I saw that other people that didn't look like me weren't being treated the same way, and that I didn't cause any problems. Because I think for the most part, I feel like other people get to just detail, just say experiences they've had, and people. I mean, it depends on how crazy they are, but just like a regular mistreatment, weird experience with someone. I feel like other people get to just say that, and then people believe them. But then a lot of times a black person, because unfortunately, of some black people crying wolf and saying that racism is happening when it's not, I feel like that's part of it too. But I find that there's times where I'm just speaking calmly about something that happened, and then somebody else is like, "Are you sure? I don't think you experienced racism." Just immediately trying to be like, "Nah, that wasn't the thing. Like I'm just making it up," which is fine. You can have an opinion because I know it's true. That's why it doesn't do any good to get all blue in the face trying to prove points to somebody. It doesn't go away. I can believe that when you can't even eat dinner without being talked down to for race. I can eat dinner without being talked down to for race. Every time I eat dinner, there's no one talking down to me because it's usually here. I don't know what you mean by that. That doesn't mean that other people still aren't racist because, huh? I think you're making another point that isn't a point again, like the last one. What does that even mean? They're literally people calling black people. I put on my block list. I put the monkey emoji because white people were putting that emoji so much that I said, "Can I make that a blocked word? An emoji? Can I put that?" And I did. And ever since, you know, I think it's lessened the racism that I see because they did that so much. It's still there, whether I talk about it or not. And I feel like that's literally like I don't know, like other people have this weird complex where it's like the need to stomp out anybody talking about race and be like, "Oh, you're part of the problem," no matter how you do it, no matter if I'm at peace and happy and speaking calmly and respectfully or not. I'm not crying about it. I'm not saying, woe is me, I don't like white people, there's stuff happening to me every single day. I'm just saying racism still exists. Because it does. Because I literally had to put the monkey emoji as a blocked word so that they would stop doing it so much. Because if I didn't, they would keep doing it. I could just block them every time, but I'm like, well, I'll just save myself the trouble. So I did. There's a lot of stuff on my block list. Because of racism. Stuff that I would never thought I had to put on there. Because I kept seeing it so much on there. And I do think sometimes it's because of some of us unfortunately making false allegations and saying they're experiencing racism when they're not. I think that leads to the problem. But like it does still actually exist. Whether people experience and see it with their own eyes or not. And I feel like it's weird for other people to be like, "Yeah, it's only existing because you're talking about it." It's like, no, if I kept my mouth shut and never said anything about racism on this channel ever again, it would still be a thing. And it's weird to act like it's not. But anyhow, that's early. It's like 11 o'clock. Early. I want to have our meeting today. I guess I'm gonna have to look for that menu. Also, that reminds me of something I've been thinking about a whole lot. Let me plug this mixer. It reminds me of something I've been thinking about a whole lot, and it's the way Black people used to talk back in the day, and some still do. And it's like, trying to be as like put together as possible, trying to appear as educated as possible so that you can get a point across. Because we understand if you just look any kind of way, sound any kind of way, nobody's gonna take you seriously anyways. But I think especially when talking about black issues, it's like we literally have to like be on our best behavior, come with the facts, like have a certain tone in order for certain people to take us seriously or even acknowledge that the things that we're saying are true. I mean, it makes sense. Because think about it, if I'm flailing around, stuff all over my face, I look unkempt. I mean, some people already think I do. But like, imagine if I actually look dirty. If I actually got stains everywhere. And then I'm using extreme ebonics, you can barely understand what I'm saying. But also trying to talk about racism. No one's gonna hear what I'm saying. No one's gonna acknowledge it. Everyone's just gonna think I'm a fool. And so I think that's why. I think that's why, like, I'm just monologuing, just putting it out there. I think that's why I'm moving to be a certain type of way and carry myself a certain way because I was like, I think that's why they did it. Because on one hand, I'll be like, why can't we just be ourselves and be heard and be respected? Why can't all of this coincide at the same time? But it can't. I feel like it's because of racism. Like, because of racism, I can't exist any kind of way and talk about it. I mean, I can't to certain people, anyways, because of it. 'Cause we could talk about healthcare and saving the whales and the war and like we could talk about all these things, but then for some reason when we talk about racism, it's oh that's only issue because we're talking about it or because of the way we act and things of that nature. So I think this comes as like the inevitable conclusion, like okay, if it's the way we act, if that's part of the problem, let's just act differently. Let's just act in a certain way to where you can't say you're going to mistreat me because of the way I'm acting. You can't say you're going to put me down because I'm acting crazy because I'm not acting crazy. Can't say you're going to put me down because I'm acting uneducated because I'm not uneducated. You know? These are just things I muse in my mind and think about and contemplate. But that's only if we want to be heard and listened to by other people. Because we fully understand. Like we'll have all types of people from the hood that we listen to talk about different things, different issues, including racism, and we'd be like, yeah, yeah, I hear you. And those are making you're making good points. We will. Black people will, but others won't. You didn't do it the right way. You didn't come the right way. Can't be taken seriously. You know, you got to do certain stuff. Be a certain way to be taken seriously. I mean, blacks are grifting off figures. I mean, I did say that. I did say that it's unfortunate that some of us will say racism when it did not happen to them. But then I feel like it's a little more on people, which is asking too much. It already is, but I think it's a little more on people to have some discernment and be able to recognize when, you know, something's actually occurring or not, when someone's just lying or not, when someone's just trying to get attention or not. Because I would never ever be screaming and blue in the face on here trying to convince somebody that I experience racism, because I know that I do, and I don't give a damn if other people believe me or not. So I think that's part of the problem, also, like the ego. There's too many people that are doing the whole "look at me, look what happened to me" thing, also. But that doesn't take away from what's actually happening, though. You know, if you pay attention. Because are there times where people claim racism and it didn't happen? Yeah. But are there times when actual racist things are occurring and it's on camera and it's documented? Yes. So you can't say, well, I'm gonna say these documented cases are not true because other people are crying wolf. That's not fair. Because anytime we talk about white people, it's always, well, there's good white people and like, good whatever, and like good people in every race, bad people in every race. But I feel like black people don't get the same regard. It's just when we do things wrong, it's okay, yeah, look at them as the bad race. But then when we're actually articulating ourselves and saying certain things happen, then it's like still no. No, not acceptable. No, we don't believe you. You know? We're not superior. That's the whole point of this discussion. Because that's why I don't do it. Like I'm not gonna disappoint myself and raise my blood pressure, kind of trying to convince somebody else that racism has happened to me when there's already been enough times where I try to do that and someone's like, no, no, that's cap. I don't believe you. Well, I think this and this might have happened. I think you might have misread the situation. You know, there's already been enough times that happening. So I'm like, what's the point? There is no point. But then also, I feel like that's happens too, to where we start suppressing things and not even suppressing, just not talking about it. Because I don't feel no type of way about it. I'm just stuff has happened that I know to be true, and I know other people won't believe me, so I don't go out of my way to try to prove it to them. But also, it just does suck when just having casual conversations about something, and then someone just like automatically is like, "Nope, nope, don't believe you. Nah, it didn't happen," just because racism. Because some people be like, "No, no, no, it's not the case. It's because da 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 da." But it's like you're not doing that for other people. You just don't realize. You don't realize when other groups of people are talking about something that happened to them. You listen to them, and you don't automatically say that's cap. I don't you. You just listen to them and take it as fact. You know, it happens. Yeah, that's the weird stuff. We should just all respect one another, not try to put anybody above or below anybody. That's the whole problem. Two wrongs don't make a right. It's not, oh, this group of people pretended to be superior. Now this other group of people is actually superior. No, It's just going to create problems all over again. It's not, it doesn't do anything good. I don't want all white people to think I'm superior. That's weird. I would like it if we can get along. If we could just have regular conversations. That'd be cool. That'd be nice. We could just all be talking about things and hear each other out and be like, oh, okay, that happened to you. Oh, okay. And you got this different experience. Oh, okay. Instead of automatically, nope, 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 you don't know what you're talking about. Because that's weird. But then again, like I said, when that happens, I'm just like, well, not someone I want to continue having a conversation with. Because I know I'm not doing that with them. I feel like there's never a time when someone said that, like, they were bullied or like mistreated in some way, abused. Like, I don't feel like there's ever been a time somebody was telling me a story like that. And I just automatically was like, nope, nah, I don't believe you. I feel like maybe you was misreading the situation. Maybe you just felt like that happened to you and it really did. Like, there's never been a time somebody told a story like that and I reacted that way. But there's plenty of times I told a story like that and some white person or somebody of a different race reacted that way. And it's only about racism, really. Or about men. Men too. Just regular negative stories about men in the past. Those two. Men will usually be like, nah, no, that didn't happen to you. I'm like, okay, I guess I just made it all up for funsies. Weird though. I don't know why I would do something like that. I wouldn't. I see that a lot. Which is why I don't have social media. I got back on Instagram the other day and I got right back off. Because I saw racist stuff. I saw women saying that stuff happened to them, that men did such and such, and all the men commenting, nope, nope, that didn't happen. You just want to make a video. That didn't happen to you. Yeah, I feel like it does tend to be black women a little bit more. I don't know. It depends. But I've seen videos of white women where they actually recording themselves. Men being weird around them, and then everybody's like, "Oh wow, that's weird, that's creepy." Or there'll still be some men that are like, "Oh, you're overreacting. You should have talked to him. You should have responded to this creepy guy that kept bothering you, even though he kept saying no." I was trying to have a good positive day, but it is slowly becoming a monologuing rant about negativity. But not really, because that's why I got off social media. That's why I got back off Instagram, because I was like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. So I was like, let me just not look at it, you know? And I don't feel like enough people do that. I was like, I don't want to experience that. So let me just remove myself from it. Does black whew, this sentence. Do black people mistreat black people differently from white people from the way white people mistreat them? I don't understand the question. People treat people differently. I really don't understand the question. People that are familiar with one another tend to treat people differently than someone they're not familiar with. And maybe they don't share the same background and culture with. There's a lot of code switching within the black community, if that's what you mean. There's a whole lot of us treating each other a certain way that we do not treat other races of people just because. And I feel like that's with everybody. I feel like a lot of people do that. I just don't understand the question of like, I mean, I feel like some other people don't code switch at all, so that's why they don't get it. But I feel like that's the thing with like brown people, immigrants especially, um, people that have this certain way of life, culture, way of speaking, and it might differ from other people around them. That's like what a lot of people do. But I think people that are more of the dominant culture or whatever, and a lot more people are the same way, and they treat like they don't tend to act differently around different group of people. It's just one way of acting. Some people, but then some people automatically code switch because it's just what they are used to. That's just what they do. And I feel like you can't really fully explain that unless you do that, if that makes sense. But short answer, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the same way as how people act one way around their family than they do with people they work with, or people they're friends with, or people that, are in this other social group. A lot of people do code switch. I take that back. They just don't realize that's what they're doing. It's the little mask you put on when you go into a place of business as opposed to when you go in your friend's house. You know, most people. Some people act any kind of way, and it's the same everywhere. But I think a lot of people code switch and act differently based on where they're at, who they're talking to, what they're doing. So yeah. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Found it. Good thing's hurting. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, so it's the same thing. And it's because the way that different people act, like the way that people act in certain situations, is not going to be socially acceptable in other situations. So that's the reason for the code switch. A lot of black people know they can talk the way they do around their families, around their coworkers. They're going to get sent to HR. I think a lot of Hispanics do that. A lot of Hispanics sound like they hate each other, but they love each other. They're talking like family. But they'll sound like they're arguing. So they know they can't talk like that to somebody else. They can't just do that and be like, "No, I love you." It's endearment. So they code switch. Um, yeah, it's a real subconscious thing for most people. Because little kids, like the younger you are, you probably code switch the most, or you start learning how to. Like a bunch of little boys playing video games together are not gonna talk the same way around their teacher, around their mother. Some of them, it depends. You know, everybody does it. You just don't think about it. It's a very common occurrence. Nobody is acting the exact same way around everybody. It's just not socially possible. Not really. Would be better place without reason. No kidding. I think it would too. I think it would also. I also think some people are purposely keeping it a thing. I really do. And it's not the people that just talk about instances of racism they've experienced. Contrary to popular belief. I think it's so weird when some people say that. Like it's only a thing because we keep talking about it. Like, yeah, I highly doubt if we all kept our mouth shut anytime racism happened, that would stop racism from happening. I don't think so. It doesn't seem like a good plan or strategy. I mean, there's a difference between going around and crying about stuff that happened to you all the time and trying to force people to believe it and do something about it, and then just talk about something you've experienced. There's a difference. Is it back to the Yeah, okay. Figure out. I'm sorry. I don't usually do this. Doing stuff I don't usually do. I'll be glad when she come back next week. Because this is too much. I mean, not really. I shouldn't say that. Because I'm at home. I love it here. I took care. I love it. I took care. I love it. Actually, forgot I had that open. Okay, bye. Have fun. Stop cutting me. I don't know. My show's about to come on. I don't like calling it that. Not subscribe because there's aspects of it I don't like, but eat the meat, spit out the bones, you know? I feel like that's how I know my ego is no longer there. Because I would literally regularly watch people that I feel like might be racist a little bit, but it's like also benefiting from happening on the show and learning things. So it's like it doesn't matter about that person's character and like what they do, whatever. Because people gonna be racist. You can't really do much about it. You don't actually have the power to not support people that are racist. But I don't even think it's like him actually going around being racist. It's just certain things taking place that look weird, that seem off. But I feel like if we harp on every small thing like that, then it's gonna take away from the bigger issues. You know, if I were to go out of my way and be like, I'm not watching this person because I feel like, they did this little thing or whatever, then I would just be limiting myself to information at the end of the day. And it wouldn't stop them in any way. It's not like me taking away my sport isn't gonna hurt that person at all whatsoever. You got a whole bunch of success. But it will benefit me to stay in peace and just be cool and watch the show for what I can get out of it. But I'm seeing some people like that. Like they're not gonna watch somebody if there's even a whiff of racism or if they heard about them doing anything wrong in their past. Like some people will not watch anything. They will just write that person off. Like, nope, okay. Not consuming any more of their content ever. And I feel like that's limiting. Because someone could be a piece of shit. Somebody could not like me personally, but if they I feel like I'm getting something out of what they're saying, I might still watch. Depending. I mean, I guess not if they hate me personally. That's kind of weird. But like, It depends though. Because if it's like pedophilia or some shit, nah, hell no. Get the fuck out of here. No support. Not even get a click out of me. But think other stuff. I think that's the worst one. Like out of all the shit you could do, that's like the worst one. Doing something to some child. And there was somebody reacting to a video, I think it was an older video, of some guy trying to like advocate for pedophiles. Talk about like, well, for non-offending pedophiles specifically. Let me say that specifically. He kept using that specifically because he's saying like, oh, we have this desire and this attraction towards children, but we don't act on it, so it's okay. No, the fuck, it's not. That's one of the things that's just not okay. Because the person you attract to don't even know what attraction is. Can't even spell attraction. Don't even know what that means. Don't even know what that feels like. And you saying you're attracted to them. Nope. It gotta be mutual. It gotta be mutual or it's weird. I mean, unless they're a grown adult. You could be attracted to them. And that feeling not be mutual, I guess. But you should try to do something to them because of that. If they don't consent. Gotta be mutual consent. And children can't do that, so that's why that's the worst one. You could never justify that. Because they literally don't have the brain capacity to know what's going on and be able to consent to something and decide that's good or not. That's why they still have their parents and whoever else teaching them every day what's right and wrong, what they shouldn't do, saying, hey, no, don't do that. Because they can't make the decision on their own. They just got here. They just got here in this world. They don't know what's going on. They'll put their hand in the fire if you let them. And then be crying about it. They will do anything because they don't know. So no, you can't be attracted to them. That's not allowed. You should go to hell. That's that one thing. You should no. Anything else I can look past. Okay, you did this thing in your pet. Okay, murder. No, can't do that either. Anything non-violent. I think I could look past. Like if that's in your past and you never gonna do it again. Anything else? Okay. You robbed a bank 20 years ago. Okay, fine. As long as you ain't did it since, you can be around me, I guess. But if you a fucking pedophile, no. Get out of here. Straight to hell. Don't pass go. Just straight to hell. Cause why do you like a child for? Would you there's somebody whose genitals ain't even all the way developed yet. That's what's crazy. They ain't even fully put together yet. They ain't even a fully formed human being yet. They still growing and stuff. You shouldn't like nobody that's still growing. That's still developing. You shouldn't be attracted to nobody that's still developing. Physically, mentally. Okay, well, some people take a long while for them to develop mentally. So, but I think your frontal lobe develops in like it finishes developing like your mid-20s, something like that. So really, nobody should be touching each other until like 25, because you don't really know what you're doing until then. I think. Talking about age 18, we should have rated it 18 to 25. That's when you're adult. That's when you can do stuff. That's when you can vote, drive a car, have sex with somebody. Can you do none of that before 25? Especially as long as people are living these days. Yep, take it to 25. Take it up. Take it up. Take it up. Or at least 21. It should be 21. But 25, that's when you actually start being an adult. That's when you actually like, oh, I can make decisions on my own and I can make good ones. That's when that happens. Before then, you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what you can and can't do. What's good. You don't know. That's why somebody else got to teach you. Because you don't know. You have no idea. You just be here like, huh? Let's touch this. Let's put that in our mouth. Let's do this. Because they don't know. Michael Cyril. them also was please. That too. So, sure. Time for my shower.